Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're joining us around the world, this is Raba Fx with another video. We'll be doing a kind of live analysis, and then if there's any setup, we are going to take it. So from the title, you see this is simply directional bias plus setup will give you profit, okay, make you profitable trader. If you can hear me, simply put it in the chat. And then also, as usual, let me know where you are joining us from. Okay, so we are going to go through some couple of instruments, and we are going to look at the dollar. We are going to look at the dollar. So first thing first, let me know where you are joining us from. And also if the sound is okay. So this is the New York session. In forex trading, we have three main sessions. Though you can classify it to four, but three main sessions. We have the London session, we have the New York session, and we have the Asia session. Okay, so so we're going to look at the US dollar. And then the reason why we are looking at this DXY is to gauge the strength of the US dollar. Okay, is to gauge the strength of the US dollar. Okay, so first of all, we can notice that price is reacting from here. All right, so what we want to do, the goal for this live streaming is to gauge direction of the currency we intend to trade. Whatever currency you want to trade, first thing first, you need to know the direction. Okay, direction is simply knowing if the direction is bullish or if the direction is bearish. All right, so this is your first assignment every day, every week, every month, if you want to be a successful forex trader. And then once you understand the direction, that is where you look for setup. Okay, setups are simply, it could be any pattern, any zone where you want to engage the market. All right, for example, your setup could be chalk. All right, but remember, during my live streaming, I will be analyzing based on the opening price strategy. Okay, this is my core strategy that I use day in, day out. All right, so my analysis will be based on the opening price, and I use that to gauge direction, and I also use that to gauge my setup. So when you combine these two together, it should give you what? Profit. Okay, once you know your direction. Now your direction, you get it from the higher time frame, monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay, this is what I use. I and my students, this is what we use to gauge the direction. Okay, anything less than this 3 time frame is simply noise. Okay, they won't give you a clear direction, regardless if you are swing trading, intraday, or you are scalping. Regardless, if you are scalping, this is your direction. Yeah, if you are a swing trader, these are your direction. I know it might look somehow. Why will I be looking at the daily for a scalping strategy? Well, if you want to know why, that is what I teach in my opening price strategy. All right, so anything below H4, H1, 30 minutes down to the 5 minutes are simply noise when it comes to direction. But your setup are simply from here. Okay, you can have your setup depending on the strategy you trade. Depending on what kind of strategy you trade, your setup may be, sometimes it could be daily, it could be H4, it could be H1, and down below. Okay, setup in fact can be any time frame, but your main direction, your direction time frame is the monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay, you want to know the monthly direction, the weekly direction, and the daily direction. As I used to say to my students, when these 3 directions are in the same direction, you have a trend. Like all this push up here, if you go back in time, you are going to see that these 3 time frames are in sync. Okay, and that's why you have that strong trend. Okay, when you have consolidation like this, it means they are not in sync. Okay, most times around here they are not in sync. All right, so before I continue, let me quickly go to the chart. Aden Relay says yes, well, probably the sound is good. Okay, let me know where you're chatting from. Edet Emmanuel said his sound is chatting us from FCT Lukbe, and then the sound is good. Thank you. So also, you know the drill. Simply let me know the pair you want me to analyze. All right, let me know the pair, maybe the first 5 pairs from the chart. I'll take a look at it. If I'm not looking at any of them, I would take priority to those. All right, okay, so now we are looking at the strength of the US dollar. Okay, and we notice that market came from this top, but on the monthly, as I said, this push up didn't come from what? Opening price. All right, so I'll be focusing more on this buy setup here, this buy level support. Why? This is the opening price. Yeah, okay, this is opening price and it's fresh. All right, so price is currently around that area, which might signal a strong push for what? Dollar. So now on that time frame, on this monthly time frame, by the end of the month, if price wants to push higher, we should have a rejection of this opening price. Okay, but if at the close of December and we have a close below, this is a bad sign for the dollar. It simply means dollar may still seek to go down to this opening price after taking this liquidity. Okay, so this monthly information will be more clearer the moment we have a close of the month. A rejection is good for the dollar, a close below isn't that good. All right, so but in the meantime, I'll simply keep my monthly line. These are the key levels. Okay, these are my key levels, and they are the areas where I tend to look for trades most times. All right, so weekly, in my last video, I think I talked about I'll prefer price to come down to this level here, this opening price. So I'm going to change this to my weekly level. So I still see price coming down to this point before we have a major push. All right, because now on this particular broker feed, we have too many gaps up and down. So whenever there are gaps, simply use the closing price, because normally when price closes, it's supposed to open at the same price. All right, so when you see gap, ignore that. That is a false price. So don't fall for this false price. Go with the closing price. Okay, but with or under, the opening price and the closing price are always at the same level most times. So that's why I use Oanda for my analysis. Quite unfortunate, Oanda do not accept Nigerians into their trading platform. Okay, otherwise I'll be using them as my main broker. But notwithstanding, I simply use them for analysis and I execute the trades on my broker. Okay, so now price is on the weekly here, and I prefer price to react from here. But however, I will still not do away with this level where price is reacting. Now this was supposed to be the opening price. It closed above here, and then price opened below. I don't want to see such gap, so you maintain the closing price. All right, so these are key areas where we might expect a reaction from what? This level. Simply expecting a stronger dollar from here, especially if price could trade down to this point. Now on the weekly side, we have been bearish. All right, we have been bearish. So our setup, our directional bias on the weekly is that we are bearish. You can see we rejected from here and we have been going down, closing below the support. Okay, the last support we encountered, we closed below it. You can see. So this simply means we are pushing down. We are pushing down. That's where I gauge my direction, though there are rules, but that rules are simply reserved for my student. All right, so now market is bearish. This could be the potential end of this bearish move, even this level or this level. All right, we are going to, by the time you get to the lower time frame, we will know if this level holds. Now if price closes below this weekly level here at the end of the week, then we'll continue going to the next one. All right, just take note of that. Okay, I don't want to okay, let's just say that when price closes below this, then you go to the next one. Confirmed price will get here. All right, so now on the daily, so whatever you do, you start selling on the daily or on the lower time frame. Just keep looking for bearish trade. All right, if you are taking any challenge, like most of you are into prop firm challenge, I'm not a big fan of prop firm because I don't like the business model. But however, if you feel you want to use them to scale up your capital, very good. This is a bearish trade for you. All right, so the areas I'll be looking to continue this bearish trade are simply this area. Okay, when price comes in here on the daily, sorry, when price come on the daily, this is where you sell from this region into this area. Now take note, when you are selling close to a support, that is high risk. Okay, because it's high risk, you need to adopt a proper risk management. Okay, if you have been risking 2% from here, 2% or 1%, when you get here, you have to tread with what? Caution. You have to be very careful, because we are close to this level. And then if you are selling from here, I'll be looking at this level for my buy, or for take profit, sorry, for take profit, that level there for take profit. Why? Because we tapped in and we rejected on that day on the monthly time frame. So if I'm selling in here, most of my profit will be off here. Then I can allow the rest to move and see if we are going to get price trade below this. So if you want to refine now, another thing I can tell you is this. You can, when this candle closes, okay, I can have this level here as my area to continue selling. When this candle closes and price trade back in here, you can continue looking for sell. The reason is I have my opening price here broken, support on resistance, and then we have a fresh level reversal opening price. Now remember, there are just two types of opening prices. We have the reversal, and then we have the continuation opening price. Reversal in the sense that it starts the bearish move. So that opening price that starts the bearish move is the reversal opening price. Then the opening price that continue pushing higher is the what? Continuation opening price.